Here are 5 fall 2023 fashion trends.
The Barbie core trend. All I'm saying is that these outfits are going to stay in trend.
So we went from logomania to Y2K to old money aesthetic, quiet luxury, Barbie core, ballet core, skinny jeans, and the list just goes on. We're just constantly changing trend after trend, and I just remember just chasing trends seasonally. And chasing seasonal trends was already difficult enough. Fashion trends have always been ever evolving, reflecting the belief of the times and serving as a form of self-expression. But then in more recent days, with the rise of social media, in particular the rise of TikTok, fashion trends have just reached an unlimiting speed, changing at a pace that is, to be really honest, just unattainable. You purchase something Y2K from the vintage market to celebrate vintage fashion and embrace the environment whilst expressing yourself as being loud and fun. Then suddenly quiet luxury comes along and you need to tone it down because it looks more prestigious to dress subtly. And then Barbie core comes along and we all of a sudden need to be wearing something bright, modern and pink to support the traditional feminism where we feel more empowered. So what's next? Another trend to look for, and suddenly we all need to be wearing skinny jeans because mom jeans are out.
Mom jeans will no longer be a trend.
So let's go back to the question. What is a fashion trend? Fashion trends are expression of trends, which are socio-culturally grounded in aesthetic spheres, mostly by means of visual and haptic characteristics applied to clothing and apparel products, and are often considered fads and short-term trends. In the early 2000s, mainstream media from TV and magazines like MTV or Vogue played a significant role in determining what the fashion trends are. And growing up in the early 2000s, that was all the media that we ever got. They literally laid out every do's, don'ts, what's in, what's out, what's coming next in fashion. But the biggest difference from mainstream media was that things came seasonally and not every hour or so. And mostly trends came in 2 bigger seasons, spring, summer and fall, winter. And that just gave everyone enough time to really enjoy the trends and really let them transition in and take the time to enjoy them. But it also gave companies time to really let the trends settle in and be able to sell off all the products that were involved. But then in comes social media and it completely changed the game. It started off with Instagram, and I remember big brands like Dior, Chanel, they were supporting really big influencers at the time, and they would sponsor them with the latest bags, accessories, clothing items. Especially I noticed it the most with Dior and LV, and you'll see your Instagram feed with, on the same few days, few weeks, just the same bag over and over again from many different influencers, many different celebrities, and overall just from the marketing from the brand themselves. But I think in more recent days people did clock onto this and they've toned it down quite a lot, because it was definitely something that it in some ways did cheapen and damage the brand a little bit more, because it just brought a lot of people to question what was being marketed towards us and is it worth it anymore? And then there's the rise of TikTok, which enabled users to create content at crazy speed. Fashion trends went from seasons to now going viral within a few hours, with TikTok's algorithm amplifying popular styles at lightning speed. The pressure to keep up with these trends is intensified by the constant exposure to new ideas and aesthetics, leading to a phenomenon where one trend is in vogue one day and the next day another replaces it, making people feel the need to constantly chase what is new and relevant. The constant chase for new fashion trends is kind of like feeling you're on a hamster wheel 24 hours a day. And this can have huge psychological impacts on you. Our brains are literally wired to seek acknowledgement and validation from our peers around us. When we participate in a trend, we feel a sense of belonging and recognition. And that is because we release a neurotransmitter called dopamine in the brain, and it's associated with a feeling of pleasure and reward. So what is dopamine? Dopamine is a chemical released in the brain that makes you feel good. Having the right amount of dopamine is important for both your body and your brain. Dopamine helps nerve cells to send messages to each other. And in this case, it is released when we receive a positive feedback or validation for following a trend. It makes us feel really good, but then at the same time, it can be really addictive too. Which is why when the opposite happens and you're not being a part of the trend, your dopamine levels become lower than usual after chasing all these trends for such a long time. Meaning that it can make make you feel less motivated, but in this context, it can create feelings of exclusion and inferiority, leading to anxiety and self-doubt. And marketing no doubt uses this as a mechanism in human psychology to really determine their marketing strategies. And it's a huge determining factor to how they advertise anything to us. This is where I want to mention about the luxury houses and how they are contributing to this overwhelming speed of fashion trends, where today they average 6 to 8 collections annually. Think of my absolute favorite, Chanel, where we now have the Cruise collection, Pre-Spring, Spring-Summer, Métier d'Art, Fall-Winter Act 1 and Fall-Winter Act 2. This change was fueled by the demand for constant novelty and the desire to cater to more diverse and global customer base. Because luxury houses are the forefront of trends in general, because they've pushed so many collections out there, it makes the rest of the trend market even faster. Because once luxury fashion speeds up, so does fast fashion, which then means fast fashion quickly replicates high-end trends, making them accessible to the masses, and then for micro trends within the fast fashion world to amplify further into rapid TikTok trends. So how do we go about this? I don't think there is anything we can really do to stop these never-ending trend cycles. But what I can say is how we can change how we think about the situation. While it's incredibly overwhelming to see the speed of TikTok fashion trends and feel like we're missing out all the time, the alternative way is to look at it as though it is a catalogue of what we can try. And it gives us an opportunity for us to explore and experiment new styles. Because fashion is a form of expression, and these trends can unlock new possibilities for self-discovery and creativity. Don't be a slave to fashion trends, and break free from that imprisoned mindset to enjoy trends at your own pace, to enhance our personal style and find joy in the art of self-expression. And now my question to you is, what are your thoughts on the speed of TikTok fashion trends? Do let me know in the comments down below. If you enjoyed today's video, then check out my next video about, is it love or is it just expensive? So click over here and I will see you there. Bye.